Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be going through loneliness and self-isolating and what you can do if you find yourself in the cycle where you are just kind of keeping to yourself and you find yourself really unhappy doing these things, but you don't necessarily know how to get out of it. So, my first tip would be to look at yourself and try to figure out why it is that you're lonely. There's a ton of reasons that you might kind of self-isolate, like social anxiety, or maybe you're just super busy and have a really busy life, and maybe you have a lot of stuff going on and don't always think about it. Or maybe you live somewhere where it's not easy to just meet up with people, or are just in a situation where you're kind of more on your own. For example, for me, something that caused me to self-isolate at first was social anxiety. So the first thing that I started doing was really trying to focus on that and tackle that. Some things that I did was I watched videos on overcoming social anxiety. I tried to do little things every day. And my school included a couple of free counseling sessions for your freshman year. So I went to some counseling sessions to try to work on overcoming my social anxiety. But what I really gained from all of that was you have to do little things that scare you. It doesn't have to be a lot. Like, you do not want to go right in and instantly overwhelm yourself. That is not what you're supposed to do. But doing little things, for example, going to events and just asking someone a question. That's as small as I started. I remember I felt so successful after I went to this event and I just asked someone what the time was or something like that. It was something that was really small, but something that was really scary to me. Even if you go to a party or something, if you just sit in the back of the room the entire time and don't talk to anyone, what's that gonna do? Nothing really. So you have to gradually push yourself out of your comfort zone more and more every time. Like I said, a lot of my social anxiety came from insecurities that I had. Another thing that really helped me was shifting my mindset. So I knew a lot of pretty judgmental people growing up, and I think that a lot of that judgment came back to myself. It came back as self-judgment. And if you're judging everyone around you, of course you're gonna judge yourself too. I would just try to think positive things, compliments. The first thing that I thought about someone would be, oh, I like their shoes, I like this person's hair, that person has a really cool backpack, just small things like that where it's like, oh, I like this person's vibes. It makes it so much easier to look at yourself in the mirror and to think, oh, hey, I like this person too. I like, my shirt that I'm wearing today. And I also did little things to express myself more. I finally got a ear piercing that I had been wanting for a really long time, and that gave me such a large amount of confidence. It ended up closing, so I need to get it re-pierced. But little things like that can really go a long way. So if you shift your mindset into thinking negatively about the world around you and yourself, if you instead try to think positive things about the world around you and neutral or positive things, it really goes a long way. Another thing is getting comfortable with introducing yourself to strangers. The first step would be expanding your social circle. Like I mentioned, there's different challenges for everyone, but if you are someone who is living kind of secluded from other people, maybe trying to find a group online or different events that you would want to go to where you're able to meet people, is definitely a great way. But getting used to just going up to someone and saying, hi, my name is this, I don't think I caught yours, and just getting comfortable with that, even though it's terrifying at first. Like I said, it's those baby steps, but getting out there, making it a goal every day to talk to people is really the first step to realizing it's no big deal if I said something awkward to this person this one time, because we might end up talking later and actually hit it off really well, or we don't, and this person just thinks I'm a weirdo forever. But there are so many other people that now really enjoy being around me, and I really enjoy being around. It's no big deal, Part of that is just not expecting anything when you go out and talk to people and meet people. It really is just you go out and talk to talk. You make a goal of, I'm going to talk to someone at this event today. I'm going to talk to X many people. I'm going to introduce myself this many times. It really is just setting little goals like that. And don't have expectations of becoming friends with everyone that you meet. Don't have expectations that everyone is going to like you. Because they probably won't. But it's okay. Another thing that's super important is when you're first meeting people, a smile, and I mean a genuine smile, like, hi, how are you? You know, and just kind of keeping a little bit more of an upbeat tone, people are going to want to talk to you way more. Their demeanor changes so much that people really underestimate, or you might think, oh, I'm going to be weird if I'm just always going around smiling like an idiot. But when you're talking to someone, when you make eye contact and you're first meeting them and you're giving them that smile, 9 times out of 10, they're going to take really positive feedback to that. So if you're able to just try to implement those little things, it goes a long way. Another thing is eliminating distractions. So when I first realized how lonely I was and how much I wanted to make friends, I realized I spent a lot of time just chilling alone, reading Reddit for hours on end, or just working on schoolwork or something like that, and not getting out of my place. So doing things like just turning off my phone for a bit until I got bored and then had to go out and talk to people. Doing these little things so then you're out there engaging with people more often is really helpful, and having a clear goal in your mind in a way of just like, okay, I'm going to spend more time being mindful and trying to build connections with people, because that's something that I haven't been doing. But places where you see a lot of people that you want to talk to, at work, at school, at anything else, just get better about going out of your way and talking to these people every day. Sign up for things that involve spending time with people. If you don't have the time for that, just try to find ways to have conversations, because there's people all around you all the time, and no matter how busy you are, there's always some time just to say, oh, hey, what's up, to whoever you're around. And it really makes a big difference when you're trying to be more outgoing around everyone that you're around. And then from there, there's all these people. If there are people that you have conversations with and you click well, then you can invite them to hang out. Maybe you find out that you have the same interest in something and you have the same hobby, or maybe you find out about their interest and you want to learn more, and so then you go do stuff with them. So just taking the step towards inviting people to go do things. For me, I wasn't super used to doing that because, like I said, in high school, I pretty much just hung out at home all the time. I didn't really hang out a ton with other people. So stepping out there and inviting people to do things with me was at first terrifying. It was genuinely terrifying. Then I got better with it, and now I will just invite tons and tons of people to places. If I'll ask this group, and if no one from this group can go, I'll ask another group, and now I just have a ton of people all the time that I'm able to go do stuff with. And the group of friends that I was terrified of asking to go hang out and do stuff with ended up becoming some of my best friends. I realized that the more scared I was to do something, the more I had to gain from doing it, because the reason I was scared in the first place was because I was worried about it not working out because of how badly I wanted it to work out. So once I realized that the best things that are going to come to me because I'm doing something that I'm afraid to do. And I think that was one of the most important lessons that I learned doing this, is that everything in life, if I'm scared to do it, the reason I'm scared to do it is because I have so much to gain from doing it. And my life has been so much better since I've started breaking those barriers. Now, if you follow some of this advice and you still aren't able to make friends with people, something that I eventually had to do was go to therapy even. I realized that I have an anxious attachment style, and I oftentimes feel like I'm not good enough for other people. I feel like with my social anxiety, I was just worried about more surface level things of, oh, I'm walking funny, oh, I said something weird, I'm worried more about that. But then when I got past that and I was still struggling to take these friendships to the next level, finding out that I was worried on a deeper level and figuring out where those true insecurities came from and working past that in therapy helped magnitudes. And I was doing things every day that seemed impossible for me to do because I was just constantly working on myself. Anyways, I hope that this video helped. I hope that you're able to gain some things from it. Yeah, it's just basically my long experience trying to get past all of these things. So I'm hoping that it helps you. And yeah, just keep working on it. Have a good night, you guys.